It's me again. You guys saw me earlier today, probably like 15 minutes ago, or maybe you haven't, on the, what do I call it? The Cliff Sports Notes, because I had some sport notes, but I decided to, call my boy Archee Rhodes. I'm Canadian. Instead of Archie, it's Archee Rhodes for our unconventional, untimed, just, hey, we feel like doing it. It's called the Shits and Giggles program. What's going on, Archee or Archie?
What's up, man? Just chilling, chilling. About
Thank
to
you.
run some errands.
Thank you for taking some time and hanging out with me. For those that are not familiar with this, or familiar with me, I am a producer today. My boss decided to cancel our meeting, so I am actually here at my studio and decided to be a little bit of proactive. I don't know if you had a second to check it out. I was able to give my sports notes from my perspective, but later this evening, as you always do, we'll be really going in depth on the Boston Power Hour with my guy, the Spike King. But I wanted to do my own team just because I feel I'm a little different, just a little different, where I try to be a little more realistic with my team. As you can see, Foxborough forever. But at the same time, if shit's not right, I got to keep it real. But let's talk about you because I know you don't really care about football. We'll come back to the football when needed. Let's talk about your boys in the Bruins, man. How do you feel about them bees right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. As we were talking before we started getting going here, I said they had a couple tough games this past week.
Mm-hmm.
They shit their pants in one.
Oh yeah.
Got fucking completely blown out of the fucking building.
Oh yeah.
But then they came back and they played another tough team. Got a hard fought win. Had two big injuries in that game, so
Mm-hmm.
they're arguably probably their best player, possibly one of the top five players in the entire league, got taken out of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Plus another player got taken out, so they were down two forwards for the majority of the game because I believe both those injuries happened in the first period. So you're playing 40 minutes down two men and against a very talented Washington team, and they were able to come back and gut out a win.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had another tough game on Saturday against the Jets, which they were able to get a win as well. So they're 10-2 since New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Um, they weren't doing very well, but then they had an unexpected shutdown halfway through December
Mm-hmm.
due to COVID. So they had an extended break, and honestly, they just look different. And I know you disagree with me and you think it's too early, but um, they just completely look different. They're standing up for each other, which to me, I think is super. I think a lot of people underestimate. Um, I think that camaraderie and that chemistry and stuff. I think that goes a long way in the sport of hockey, and things like that can beat talent on most nights.
I'm gonna agree with you to an extent, right? And before we go, we got Peasy on the chime in. He's saying for you to bring him to a Bruins game.
Let's go. I mean, I can make a Providence game happen anytime. Boston, I don't go to. I don't go to Boston as much, but yo, man, if you want to go to a Bruins game, let me know. I will get some tickets and we'll go drink some beers and we'll have a good time.
I don't know if the wifey will allow for you to bring a date outside of me because we have our relationship. Bringing a third person's a little strange to me. But let's go back to what you're saying. So we have people that are saying the camaraderie, like the group, the team, the huddle was really good, right? Same thing was being said about the Patriots. At the end of the day, this is the problem. When the talent on the other side of the puck, other side of the line, or whatever sport that you're playing is better than you, all that rah rah mean nothing.
But you're wrong.
Oh yeah.
If you look at the year, I think look at the year fucking Tampa Bay had 122 points on the season.
Mhm.
They broke the season record for points in a season, and they got swept in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
And so if they had the best team in the league, I mean the best record in the league, that means they were the number one seed, which means they were playing the number eight seed, and they got swept in a
Mhm.
7 game series in the playoffs. So
Yep.
I disagree with what you just said.
Well, again, the sun shines on a dog's ass any day. The broken clock is right twice a day. But fair to say, at the end of the day, that's why we love sports. Rah rah doesn't win all the time, is all I'm trying to say.
But neither does talent.
Yes and no. It goes back to, and I think with hockey's a little bit different, right? Because literally, one click of a skate, a puck goes in, and talent can't stop that, right?
Yeah.
But I'll use football, and I know you don't want to go there, but coaching is so big, right? So last night, Tom Brady, he did his duck dizzle. I don't know if you know who Tom is or if you're one of those guys. I'm talking about Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., all right? Our former Patriot quarterback created or almost did another Atlanta 2.0 where they were down 20 plus, I think it was 21 plus points. And come to find out, he brings them back. But the coach made a bad call at the end of the game where all he had to do is really play soft defense. And I'll relate it to hockey, where you're not forcing the guys. Maybe you bring an extra defender, right? Try
Mhm.
to correlate it for you so you're staying awake on this podcast because I know you'll pass out if I talk too long about football or any other sports outside of UFC and hockey. But no, they decided to get aggressive with the when they had the game. That's a coaching mistake. The talent brought you to win, but the coaching failed you. So rah this, coach. But at the end of the day, you still have to be a professional and coach correctly. You still have to skate correctly. You still have to say, you know what? We don't need a score out there. Let's get our best defenseman out there on this line because there's only a couple seconds left, as opposed to just having a scorer that's afraid of taking a hit. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, but you have to understand too with that Rams game, it was the Rams and the Bucks, right? That one, I
Yep.
get,
That's
yeah.
one of them. That's one of them.
So with that game, you know what I mean. Didn't the Rams leave a lot of points on the board? Didn't they have a lot of turnovers that led to Bucks points?
Right.
So they were up. So as much as Brady, Brady does what he does, and he's always done what he does. A lot of it had to do. It might have had more to do with the Rams fucking up
Mm.
than it had to do with Brady coming back.
Mm.
They gave Brady because essentially they gave Brady the opportunity to come back.
I
By
don't want to, but let's can we avoid saying gave, right? Because there is whatever sport, there's two professionals. There's a team of professionals or two individuals if they're fighting, right?
Mhm.
You still have to produce, meaning you give that person a chance. Say, hey, we didn't score, we kicked the ball. Boom. Brady gets it, scores a touchdown, right?
Mhm.
Brady still needs the ball again to score the other two touchdowns to tie the game, right?
Yeah.
Again, all those people that are, let's say, the Rams that were up, they were scoring, they got the turnovers, as Peasy is saying, because of the professionals on the other side playing defense that got Brady the opportunity. It's a team sport.
Fair. That's valid.
Again, this is all I ask for my guys that tend to watch our program. Rent the idea with me. I'm not saying Brady's out there sacking the quarterback, throwing the ball and running it and catching it himself, like his wife said he can't do. But shit, he's doing a lot, right? Which is what I'm saying. The rah-rah that we think, all the past historical things that Brady did or the Patriots did, is not truly relevant for what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm saying, I forget what year it was where the Bruins should have won. We went to 7 games with Tampa, but what happened? It's
Lost.
why?
Uh,
Stamkos, that
no,
speed.
wait. Are you talking? I think you're talking about. Are you talking about 2019, the Cup final against St. Louis?
No. All I know is when we played, I think it was Tampa.
Might have
We
been, yeah, a year or two before that, maybe.
Yeah, and all I know is I was looking at the speed. I was looking at the speed. I'm looking at the talent, and I'm like, they're just superior. You can't
But
do nothing about that. You can
I
rah
see.
rah all you want.
I disagree though, because typically the teams that are super fast and super talented aren't rugged and aren't physical. And typically, and obviously there's an exception to every rule. Brad Marchand is an exception to this rule. Typically, those fast, talented um, players don't like being physical.
Right.
So if you have
Pasternak.
like the Bruins when they won in 2011, they had Marchand, Pasternak, Bergeron,
Mhm.
but they weren't that elite. They weren't actually. I don't even know if Pasternak was on the team yet. He might not have been. I can't
No,
remember.
no.
So, but they weren't that elite line yet. They were a team of fucking workhorses. They were a team
Workhorses.
of
That's not
people.
that's
Huh?
not rah-rah though. To be a workhorse is still a talent. I feel like we as fans discredit these players by saying, "Oh, you're not a star." They still made it to the NHL. They still made it to the NFL. They still made it to whatever league it is, and they're being given the opportunity to play. Like I'm a huge fan. I just have toned it down with the expectations of saying, nah, you're supposed to do that. You get paid $8 million or blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, so do the other people on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like PZ just said, 22 men on the gridiron, it's a team sport. It is a team sport. But
Mm-hmm.
when the head of the team, typically the quarterback, speaking for football, he gets you to where you need to get to win the game. The coaches need to finish the job by putting them in a good position to end the game. That's all I'm saying. You know, he said they are the elite. In exactly, P. And this is what I'm talking about. So he said, I don't know if you could see in the bottom there.
I can see it.
Okay, good. So they are elite. Like a lot of people were hating on Josh Allen and hating on me because I was like, yo, Josh Allen is a beast. Like I don't. Again, you don't watch football, but this guy was.
I've seen enough of him. I can tell that they got something there.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm a fan. And then the other thing I'm getting hated on, right? Like I used to love Gretzky. It's dope. He was one of the illest scorers in the world. But when he left, oh, he's whack. Why does the person have to be whack when they leave the team? I get you're like a supporter of your team, but you still have to be realistic, especially when that person put in so much work and won you chips. It's like Ray Bork. Were you hating on Ray Bork when he won with the Avalanche?
To me, the people that make those comments they're not the real fans. You know what I mean? They're the
Bingo.
very casual fans. Because like me, like the only time I really get mad at a player when they leave is like if they leave on like bad terms.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Or if like if the team wanted to keep them and for whatever like to me like I would be upset if the team wanted to keep them
Mhm.
and they left for I mean they have the right to money through free agency or whatever it is like that's their right they're gonna get more money but I don't know like there's different factors that factor into like why I'd be like oh fuck that guy.
Okay. Now,
But for the most part, like if a player leaves on their own accord, and they just want to get a better opportunity or whatever it is, like it is what it is. Like Jake DeBrusk, he requested a trade, which is not very well publicly requested a trade, which is
yep.
not really something you see a lot in hockey. And I'm not mad about it because like I think they should have got rid of him a long time
Same.
ago. But at the same time, like I don't know, I just think that public shit kind of like it kind of creates drama that doesn't have to be there, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, all right. So let's talk about some other shit, man. So, Shit and Giggles, unofficial podcast that we've created. So let's talk about NFTs. So you were real quick. Give me like 2 minute synopsis of your recent podcast on as far as NFTs. How'd it go?
It was good. It was pretty quick. It was a little 25-minute talk. And it was just
Mm-hmm.
a couple answering a couple questions about NFTs, um, kind of like what they really are, where they can be bought,
Mm-hmm.
the value in them, how people think they're like fucking scams and shit.
Yep.
Um, but I think I don't know. I mean, I try to push out as much NFT content as possible, just to kind of let people know like learn this shit. Like you don't gotta buy them, you don't gotta make them, but you should definitely understand them because the NFTs are gonna be a part of your life
Mm-hmm.
in the next 10 to 15 years.
100%.
I made a
100%.
I made a post the other day. I said, "Yo, in 15 years, you're not going to Walmart. You're gonna fucking put on a headset in your
That's it.
living room, and you're gonna fucking shop, and that shit's gonna show up at your house."
I agree with that. But do you think that we should be a little bit nervous about that? Because I've talked about it, and I think we talked about it on DPP, the podcast we used to do, where I said I'm a fan of technology, but the problem is that we have a lot of people that dependent on it, right? Like don't want to go outside per se.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have a refrigerator right now. Samsung has a refrigerator that literally you would scan each thing that comes in. It tells you what weight. So when you're running low on milk, if you like on your app preferences, you say, yeah, order the milk whenever it's running out or the date or whatever. That's cool. But I think the more we're doing that, and I'll relate it to kids, we're losing who we are as people. Like this past 2 weeks, I had to yank the iPad from my kids because I noticed like there's been like some emotional like tension between them. They're acting obviously a little more grown than typical children. My kids are 9, 8.5 and 10. But I was like, you know what? No more TikTok. You only get the iPad on the weekend like we used to, and it's going to be limited. You're going outside like you used to when you can. You're going to play with your brother. You're going to play with your cousins. You're going to draw. You're going to be creative. And just from that little 2 week, I felt like I started getting my kids back. Like
Hmm.
there's a reason why Steve Jobs didn't allow his children to play with his own invention, don't you think?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, there's definitely a balance because, like Gary Vee talks about it a lot. Like, because that's a big topic. It's should kids be on social media? Should kids be in technology? And it's to me, it's like anything. There should be a fucking balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because technology is the way the world is going, and social media is a huge factor in the world.
Yep, yep.
The thing is so you don't want to hinder them or put them behind the eight ball by
Mm-hmm.
restricting it too much.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But you do have to be mindful, especially with all the predatory shit that happens online,
100%.
with all the scams that happen online.
Mm-hmm.
So you do got to be mindful and you do have to monitor. But I think that's where the real problem comes in. I've said this for a long time. People don't want to monitor their kids. They
Yeah.
want the technology to monitor their kids. You
Bingo.
get
You
what I'm
said it.
saying? So they want to be able to fucking here, take the iPad, get out of my fucking
Leave me
hair,
alone.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then they want to get upset when the kid gets into some shit through the technology. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
my
So
baby. My baby would never do that.
yeah, exactly. Oh, it's everybody else's fault but my kids because
Exactly.
I'm such a great parent. That's what it comes down to.
Now, are you a little nervous, you being a person without said child yet, obviously, bringing in a child into this world?
No, because I think, and again, this is just my perspective of my own self.
Hmm.
I think I have a good grasp on shit, and I have different experiences than a lot of people. Like I've worked with kids with behavioral issues. I see the effects of not having a present parent. I see the effects of the different things that kids have gone through in their life and what they have on them. So to me, I like to think I'm a little bit more mindful of stuff like that. So I
Okay.
think I would like to think I will pay more attention to stuff
Hmm.
like that. And plus, with all the stuff that I preach about, actually fucking be a parent to your kid, let your kid live, let your kid go out and get hurt, let your kid
Right.
hear swear words. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I think I'll have a good grasp on it. I mean, obviously I'll never know until I fully experience it and
Right.
fully
Right. Right.
do it, but that's why I'm not super worried though.
Okay. Nah, makes sense. You're definitely a better Archee. You were Archie. Now you're Archee than you were a few years ago.
Hey man, it's all about growth, man.
There
It's
it is. That's what
change.
I'm saying. It is just
So
about growth. Now, speaking about growth, lucrative. You want to talk about them? You want to give a little talk, a little 30 seconds plugging about lucrative?
yeah, so lucrative. If you notice on my name, I had the little LLSC, which stands for Lucrative Legends Social Club, which is my NFT project. The idea is that it's going to be a social club where we host events, where we host vacations, where we host networking and stuff like that. It's going to be exclusive because it's going to be open only to people that purchase the NFT.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're my best friend, if you ain't my good enough to support me, like you ain't coming to
Sorry.
my events. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I love you, but it's business. You feel me?
that's
And
right.
eventually, so the vision is we get to 10. So we starting off with 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
1,000 llamas. Um, the idea is that there's going to be 5 phases. Each phase increases by 500. So by the end of 5 phases, we'll have 10,000 NFTs,
Mm-hmm.
which will all be different. Each phase will be probably a different animal.
Yep.
Um, the earlier you get in, the better. You know what I mean? The people that get in phase one are gonna be uh, invited to everything. Every single event. Whereas down the line, when I'm up to phase three and four, um, maybe only phases 1 and 2 can go. Maybe
It's gonna
only
be a
one.
little different. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? More giveaways for phase one, more perks, you know what I mean? So the earlier the better.
Hmm.
Um, it's still in development. I'm hoping to be out. I'd like to be out by the end of quarter 1.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
got my packages ready, baby.
let my let this market go back up because this market took a fucking hit.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Right when I I decided to take a lot of money, like a
Yeah.
lot of money, and take it out of something else and put it into crypto.
Yep.
And within 10 hours, the market crashed.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's okay because you know what I mean. I realize like um it's long term money
You
that
gotta
I
ride the
use.
wave, like Spike King says. You gotta ride that wave.
Yeah, it's the money I used is long term money, so I can't really be worried about short term effects. Like
Yeah.
if I don't touch that money for 10 years, it's gonna be bigger than what it is right now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? No matter what, like
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. Like there's no way that doesn't happen.
I dig it.
So and it's better than sitting in a fucking bank and losing value. So
I dig it. I dig it. Well,
so
the other thing too, one thing just to kind of piggyback off the NFTs is that one of the I know you've been asking me for my packages. I got my packages ready. One thing I wanted to do is another podcast I'm doing, which is called He Said She Said, the podcast, which will be really, really good, really spicy. I hate using that word spicy, but that's the intent of it. And it's really to kind of talk about everything under the sun. And I think with that being said, I think one of my things I'm going to do is if someone owns one of my llamas, is that they'll get exclusive packaging to come to one of these shows where it'll offer, it's not going to be at my studio, but I'm bringing my studio to a nice place like Six Strings, like the Brook, or even 222, which is in Boston, really nice locations, and will that package will get them a nice little dinner, slight beverages because I know some of y'all are lushes out there. I ain't paying for all that, or you're not probably going to pay for that. And then they get to be part of the podcast as well. He said, she said, it'll be real good, man. So,
yeah, that sounds like a dope ass package, and that's what it's about. It's about experiences. So,
mhm,
obviously, I have my partnership with you,
mhm,
partnering with GIs. He's gonna do a package that has something to do with like music and maybe teaching music. I don't exactly. He hasn't really got. I don't know if he's developed his packages yet, but
mhm.
he's gonna have a couple packages. I packaged with a local ice cream company that makes homemade
I saw that.
gourmet ice cream,
Yep, yep.
and they can put all types of special things to make you feel good
I
inside of
need
them as
to
well.
actually, I needed you, I wanted you to, because we have a project too. Don't forget, you probably, when I was at Home Depot,
I remember.
and if you can link me up with that ice cream thing too, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean we can do that. Actually, there's somebody else I got to link you with too. A friend of mine is starting a radio show
Okay.
on a network, not like a FM network, but like a streaming network,
Yeah.
and it's mostly going to be sports and stuff. But he said probably going to add in some other stuff. So
Okay.
I told him to get in touch with you, or I can put you in touch with him and
All right.
whatever, and you guys can do that. Um, and then I don't know if anybody's on my Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram. They'll see I announced the partnership with Tyler last night.
Yep. Fuck it.
With, huh?
I said, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
He's gonna put together some vacations for some people, take away the stress of planning, and I can tell you firsthand, he is great
Hmm.
at planning vacations. We've been on like 5 together,
Yep.
like 2 like full, no, actually 1 2 3 full blown vacations and a couple like short like road trips.
Yep.
But he's good at planning those. So I when I always tell him when he talks about a trip, I said, listen bro, just tell me the time, when you need the money, and how much.
Yeah.
Everything else is
It's
on you.
it's a really unique package for those people that are lazy, which with today's society is becoming bigger. So he'll have a real big audience that just says, "Hey, I want this. This is my money. Figure it out."
Yeah.
I think that's pretty dope. I think it's a really smart idea. Salute to Tyler. Tell him I said what up and fuck it. We only have a couple minutes because I gotta go pick up my babies.
I
Um,
go get my car, my baby.
your baby.
Yeah, it's been at the body shop. Got her ass done.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. You know, it could be your real baby or other baby, however you want the ass to be, right? As long as it's dropping for you.
Yeah.
Final words, final words. All right. So, what do you think? I'll give you 30 seconds. What do you want to see happen by the end? We'll say to give you more time for February with the NFTs on your end.
Hopefully by the end of February will be at least they'll be all developed because what we're doing, unlike what most companies are doing or
Mhm.
projects are doing, is we're hand drawing all 1,000 llamas.
Right.
Actually, and it's actually more than 1,000 llamas when you count these utility llamas and the giveaway llamas that I've
Mhm.
created. So it's actually going to be like 1,050, 1,100. But we're hand drawing them. Um, it's hard coming up with different characters. So yo, anybody that's watching this, if you have a character idea that I can turn into a llama,
Mhm.
please let me know because I think I've personally done like over 300.
Mhm.
My partner's done like another like 300, 350. So we still got another 400 to go. So we need characters.
I told you I need a golden moose. Just I know it's not the llama, but
A
I need a golden
moose?
moose. I'm Canadian, bro.
Oh, well,
Look at you.
that's something separate.
No, it's a sub package. Please just work with me on this one.
I'll think about it. No, I got you. I got you. I
You
got you.
see what you see how he deals
Relax.
me, man? Is it because I'm black?
Relax. Huh?
Is it because I'm black?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
We didn't.
Um,
I thought we were gonna talk about that actually.
what do you want to talk about?
The Jordan Subban thing.
No, I want to, but I want to make it a happy thing.
Eh.
I think
I think I was happy because I was happy with how the reaction was, and I was happy that somebody that demonstrated that sort of ignorance and hatred got
mhm.
what the fuck they deserve for once.
I think well, right now, I think if you're stupid enough to really show your hatred and ignorance at this time, you're gonna be dealt with. I don't want to take away from what was done to him. Salute for them, but I think it's just it's easier just to say let's get rid of the cancer per se, so we don't have to deal with it. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree. If you
So
do get a chance, I would definitely suggest going and listening to PK Subban's
add the
um
so this will pop up on Facebook if you can add the link to that, so everyone don't have to look for it because they like being lazy. If you want to add the link to that, that'd be pretty dope. And I what I could do is I can listen to it on the way picking up the kids.
mhm.
So we have Valentine's Day. Anything special, or are you guys adults enough to know, like, babe, it's Valentine's Day every year, every day. Why am I going to spend all this extra money just to profess my love?
I mean, I'll do something a little special. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy. We got a trip coming up, which my girl actually it was a gift from my girl to me.
Hmm.
Um, at the beginning of March to a Bruins game out of
Okay,
state. Um, we actually just booked a trip to Art Basel the other day out in Miami.
you told me that. Oh,
Um,
that it's in Miami.
yeah, it's in December
Wow,
in Miami.
dope.
So you know what I mean. But that's pretty much what things are nowadays. Fuck going to the bar, fuck going to the club. It's all about fucking trips and experiences and um, businesses. Like me and Tyler are looking at some investments and some businesses and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Um, the NFT project. Pretty much every conversation from this. Well, not this point. It's been going on. Every conversation that happens now has to do with bettering my life and getting money.
That's it.
So
That's
you know
it.
what I mean. That's what it comes down to, and see what happens. I mean, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
sit there and be like it's definitely gonna happen, but
In some weird kind of way, I feel responsible for this growth that I'm seeing from you, brother.
you factor in, you know what I mean, and just
Even if it's a little
everybody,
bit. And that's why I
every
tell people, right? It could be like, yo, Cliff, you know what? I'm a millionaire and you really kind of help me out. I'll give you like half a percent. I'm gonna take that shit. There's a lot of people, damn, that's all dog. You know what I mean? But
that's why you were one of the first people I approached about partnering with the Lucrative Legends because I think, you know, as much as I because everybody that I tell the vision to is like, yo, you're onto something,
mhm,
like it's gonna be big. I can't let myself think that because I don't deal well with disappointment, so I
mm,
have to like think that it's gonna fail. But I know the potential is there. If I can fully execute this, I still got some things to figure out. I need somebody that can do coding. Anybody
yeah,
that can do coding and you
that's a
want to
big
work
deal.
on an NFT project, reach out to me, Archie Rhodes, on pretty much all platforms. Um, so I still got some things to figure out, but we're still developing the llamas, so it gives me time.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So like I said, that's why you were one of the first people that I was like, you know what, let's get involved, and it has the potential to be really, 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 really fucking big.
Yeah. If it
Um,
didn't, I wouldn't have bothered. If you've seen how I work, I work. Um, I'm not saying I don't care about people's feelings, but I'm very blunt, and I just don't have time to waste. You know what I mean? We got one quarter. to this game called life. For people that are old as me that play video games at the arcades and you play that 1/4, you'll understand that statement right there. No time to waste. Make the money now. Make money to enjoy life, not make money to make money. So, dog, another shit and giggles down. I think this is pretty cool. We should make it a little more consistent. Maybe I bring you back around my world. You know what I'm saying? Around here, or
Yo,
maybe
man,
you get, or
I
maybe
got
you get them pizza places on deck for me. At
free
least one
time,
today.
man. Huh?
At least you said you're going outside. You can pull up
Yeah,
to
I got
one.
shit to. I gotta go get my car. I gotta go clean up my brother's truck, put gas in it, and then return that and pick up my car. So I mean, I got shit to do
You can
at the
stop at a
moment.
pizza joint and be like, "Hey, listen, this is what I'm trying to do."
I told you I'm sliding in DMs, bro. I'm not showing up.
I act,
I can't have that face to face, bro.
you can do one, just one.
We'll see.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is us. It's the Shit and Giggles podcast. We'll make it a little more official when we figure out what the hell we're doing. But as always, yo, good looking out and just coming on board, man. That's it. Just had some times I figured let me do my shit. What the hell's that?
This is my. Instead, everybody does peace or fucking whatever. This is my. I do my devil horn, my bull horns, whatever the fuck you want to call
That's
it.
the sign of the devil.
That's fine. I
My
fuck with the
piece is
devil.
like this. Method Man said some cool shit on how high.
That looks like some two in the pink, one in the stink shit.
Stay tuned for that conversation on He Said, She Said. Peace. You're nuts. Peace. I don't even remember how to shut the stupid thing go. Oh, yeah. End stream. Peace.